Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel, Fantasy Lorenzo.
Wait, what did you say?
Fantasy Lorenzo.
Have a good one. Mwah.
You guys better subscribe and watch my friend on his YouTube channel. He is kicking ass.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another weekly review. This time we're going to be talking about the season 14 premiere of Supernatural on the CW, which was called Stranger in a Strange Land. So yeah, this just aired the other night, and of course Supernatural, pretty much an all-time favorite show of mine. I've been reviewing it straight season 12 through season 13, and going to keep it up this season. I probably have been reviewing it longer than that, but I just caught up before season 12. Watching all other 11 seasons, which is and was a massive undertaking. But it was well worth it to just be accustomed to all of this. It's I'm not saying Supernatural is perfect. It's had its great seasons, it's had its good seasons, it's had its fine seasons with standout moments. I still think there's a bad season of Supernatural. There's alright episodes, but there's no bad episodes. And I'm curious to see how season 14 is going to turn out. I thought season 12 was one of those fine ones, probably my least favorite, but it still had its moments. Season 13 I thought was a little bit better. I was a little more into it. And, you can't really judge the season so far off of one episode, but so far I feel like it's kind of in the middle of that somewhere, but, we'll see what they do with this Michael thing. It is a shorter episode count. It's usually 23 episodes. It's down to 20 this season. And some people just kind of jump and, kind of complain about that, but I think it'll honestly help, if anything. And it doesn't mean it's ticking down, although maybe the show should within the next couple of years. You don't want to drag it too long, but with that, it was the lowest rated premiere apparently of the whole series since season 8. Apparently even lower than season 8. It was 1.49, which again isn't like a major red flag. That rating is pretty much in the middle of like their typical episodes from last season, so it's fine. But it just means that maybe there's just not as much like initial hype or major interest in it right away, which is kind of odd because it was a pretty good cliffhanger, with Michael and Dean thing at the end of last season, which I thought was a really good finale. Although, again, I do agree with people that say that whole wire type fight between Dean Michael versus Lucifer, it did look a bit odd. Definitely. I feel like they should have done that in a different way. I don't know how, but it just looked almost like a weird sort of like comedic scene for the show at times, but it still had me into it, I guess, for the most part. I just think it looked a little bit funnier than they were probably intending. But yeah, as far as the premiere goes, I thought it was fine. I mean, you have Sam with a sort of grief beard, I guess. It's sometimes passed since Dean agreed to Michael. Of course, they're endlessly searching. They've my favorite part of the whole premiere was, well, besides a certain other scene or two we'll get to in a couple minutes here. It's just like how they've built up like a hunters group really at the bunker. Of course, you have the alternate universe Bobby there, sort of helping train Jack and the others, and you have just a few younger hunters and stuff like that, which I think makes sense. Because they're the Winchesters, they should organize something like this, more directly eventually. So I like that aspect to it. And we see just a little bit of Dean Michael in this episode. He has the whole kind of Irish cap thing going on and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be as entertaining as it was seeing Jensen play Demon Dean, as brief as that unfortunately was a few seasons ago. But still, it's nothing a major angle, and I do wonder how long they're going to have it go on for. I'm guessing longer than 3 episodes, maybe at least the mid-season, I'd think. Something is definitely missing in this episode, though, and I think that's just because I want to see Dean, being Dean. Whether it's comedic, hungry Dean, drunk Dean, I don't know, or badass, leader, strongest character on the show Dean, whichever it is. So just not having that, sort of usual Dean presence in the show, I think probably weakened it a bit for me, because he's been my favorite character since the start. But I understand Jensen wanting to do a different angle with at least the start, playing someone different essentially. So I get it, it's fine. Like I said, I'm expecting maybe about the mid-season or so. There are a couple of other issues I had with it. Well, I guess or maybe not issues, well, kinda. It was a little cast thing. I understand they're trying to make him seem desperate, going for the demon deal and everything. But then him just getting overwhelmed within probably 20 seconds by that group of demons, not seeing any of it coming, and just again being completely just overwhelmed and beaten was a little. It ties back to my issues with season 12. Seeing this Crowley and Casket flung around like they're not even the characters they are, Now some people say Cass has been weakened, with his grace, since a certain event a few seasons ago, which would make sense, except they never talk about it. They never say, oh, it's a goal, we gotta get his power back so we can really, get Cass going again and use him. No. I just think the writers are unfortunately, honestly, that selective with when they want Castiel to be this powerful force and when they don't. But they really, really make it obvious for convenience sake, honestly. And it is kind of irritating for fans, I think. I see it mentioned in pretty much every post they have. I did like the reference to Crowley in this episode, and I sort of like that some of the demons actually fear Sam and basically the Winchester name at this point, which they obviously should. But it was kind of nice having that be emphasized. I like Dean's back and forth with the demon. I forget his name, but he looked like a fired employee from the Office TV show, honestly. I'm not sure who I was going to like less, him or Asmodeus, the Kentucky Fried Chicken demon last season. I don't know, I'm just not into these characters they've been introducing since Crowley. I know none of them can be Crowley, which is one of the points of their conversation, which is cool. But I don't know, just nothing's really clicking quite like he did, even in their own way, as far as those type of characters go. Which is why I was fine when Sam killed him right away in this episode. I think it would have been annoying if he had been dragged out a bit. And we see Dean Michael, forming. He apparently is recruiting vampires, and I think it's obviously part of a larger scheme, so we'll see where that goes. Not bad. I wonder if this vampire he had at the chair is at all significant, or it's just like a random one we won't see again. I don't know. But he looked a little loony, so maybe that could be a kind of an entertaining mini-villain, who knows. Probably the best part of the episode, though, to me, was Lucifer, I guess I should say Nick. It's great that they kept Mark Pellegrino around. I think they see what an asset he is to a show, what a fan favorite he is. So yeah, he's not Lucifer right now, but I kind of like seeing the whole vessel thing brought back with Nick, because that character had torment briefly, before we seen, Lucifer take him over in season 5. So I think that's kind of worth exploring again, and of course makes for a conflicted dynamic with Sam. Pretty much everyone who's experienced Lucifer on the show, which they all have. So I think it's a really strong element there for sure. Mark Pellegrino is a very good actor, so it's, kind of interesting to see him be this genuinely good, sort of probably remorseful, regretful person, knowing everything that has been done since he agreed. And now this is obviously also a window for Lucifer to return. Yeah, he probably will at some point, which is fine. Because what bigger thing can they have than Lucifer? I mean, they had God's sister, but that's not even mentioned anymore. So there's frustrations with this show. There's some more inconsistencies these past few seasons than there used to be, or especially the past 2 or 3. But what keeps the show so strong? I'll admit I was a bit disinterested, which was why this review took a little bit for me to put up. I didn't actually watch the premiere, which I feel kind of bad about. I didn't watch it live, I mean. I'll probably do it next Thursday, though, a little bit more on time, but I just for some reason wasn't as into it. But what keeps the show going is just how much effort each of the actors put into it. I mean, from Jensen to Jared to Misha. I don't really care for Mary, but Samantha Smith. They still hold it up. They make sort of repetitive-ish, situations or scenarios feel like they still mean something with the effort they put into the performances together. So that's why, that's why I keep watching. That's why I still say I love Supernatural, not just because of the past, but because of how much heart, they still inject into it, It makes you still care, it makes you still invest to some extent, if you really loved the story that much. So, and there's still some good stuff that pops up, so it's not a complete, hollow thing either. So it's still definitely entertaining. I mean, like, once we get Dean back, I've said it before, and I'd rather watch Dean sing down eating bacon or a burger than watch whole episodes of other shows. So that's how much I still get a kick out of how much he means to me. So yeah. Let me know you guys thought about this premiere. Overall, like I said, I am kind of lukewarm on it. I had an issue with the cast thing, but that's happening all the time now. But I'm still giving it about an 8.4 out of 10. It was fine, solid, somewhere in the middle there. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.